So I'm sure by now you've all heard the quote, to have the things that you've never had before, you have to do things that you've never done before. Now that's a great quote. I've been hearing it for years, and I'm a big admirer of that quote, because if you do want things that are outside of your reach right now, you have to obviously do different things. Your current situation is not allowing you to have those. So you have to go outside your comfort zone. You got to leave your little security box, your little shelter, and you got to search outside of that and start doing things in order to get you the things that you never had before. So it's a great concept. Unfortunately, there's a missing link. Because if you knew what to do, you'd already have those things. Because there's things in life that you know. Like, I know how to read. I know that. I know that I know that. I know how to ride a bike. I know that I know that. I know how to drive my car. I know that. And then there's things in life that you don't know. Like, I know that I don't know how to do brain surgery. I know that I don't know how to rewire a house. These are things that I know that I don't know. Where it starts to get really interesting is when you start to think about all the things that you don't know that you don't know. And in this do more, have more concept, you're in that box of the do, but you may not know that you don't know in this situation. So the missing link is the be part of the equation. So there's do and have, but before all that, there's the be. And the be is becoming. You have to become somebody that you've never been before in order to do things that you've never done before, in order to have things that you've never had before. So there's a missing component, and it's that be. So what I mean by that is that identity, your current identity obviously doesn't have the skills, doesn't have the habits, doesn't have the beliefs to do the things that it takes to get the things that you want. So what you have to do is kind of reverse engineer that and look for people that have the things that you want. Look for people that have reached the goals that you're shooting for. Look for those people, and heck, if you can get in front of them and get mentored by those people, that's even better. But what you want to do is you want to become that person. I'm not saying fake it until you make it. I'm saying you have to start to develop the habits that these people have. You have to start developing the skills that these people have. You have to start developing the culture, the beliefs, you have to get rid of some of the bad habits that you currently have. You have to start adopting the values that these people have. Because if you want to get what they have, they obviously had to go through these steps as well. So once you start developing that identity, once you start developing that person that you want to become, then it'll be intuitively, you'll start to develop the skills, and then you'll start to develop the habits, and then you'll start understanding what to do. And not only will you understand what to do, you'll start understanding how to do those things that will eventually get you what you want. Now, I know a lot of people look for shortcuts and they're like, well, that's harder than just going after what I want. Yeah, but you're spinning your wheels in most cases, and that's why you're not getting there. Because you're just spinning your wheels because the current person that you are, the current stage that you're in, the current identity that you're portraying at this moment doesn't have the skills or the knowledge or anything to get you there. Obviously, and it's not your fault. It's just the way it is. So you have to start developing those skills, habits, beliefs, values that the people that have your thing have. And then right down the line, you'll start understanding what you need to do. And then you'll do the right things to get you the things you want. So it's no longer do more to have more. Now you have to be more. And I know that's another step in the process, but that is the most critical step. Because obviously the person you are now isn't getting you there. So you have to evolve, you have to grow, and you have to develop this new personality and get the skills, habits, beliefs, and values that'll get you to where you want to go. So I hope that makes sense. It's a simple addition to this concept, but it's so valuable and it's so important that you can't get to your goals without becoming the person that can get to those goals. That's all I have for this video. I'll see you on the next video.